right? So yes, I could just edit this and like not show you, but I'm gonna edit this, right? I'm sorry, I'm not gonna edit it, I'm just gonna go with it. Right, so here we go. So I'll start with 8 o'clock, okay? So, right, I'm gonna do this, right? I do round the numbers up as just basic maths, really. Okay, so there you go. So I've entered the first one, and there is a program is now processing all that information and putting the information in. Okay, so now you see we've got stuff going on there. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so now we got stuff going on there. So basically saying the first bar, right? The first bar is, so let's show you what I mean. So if I bring that over, okay, so that's the first bar. Okay, so it's saying it's by, so it's green, and there we got it there, 8 o'clock. Right, we're saying the high, the low, open, close, so that is the previous candle, and the next one required is 5 minutes past 8. Okay, what is also showing here? Okay, and as you can see there, it's telling you like the length or the range of that, the points or pips range of that candle. There we go there. Right, so what else can you see from this? Right, obviously we got other stuff in there. I mean, control prices. Not going to go into too much detail, but if you know what these stuff are, then you will know. But yeah, I'm not going to go into too much detail. Right, developing basically means we developing. Okay, so we're basically seeking stuff, we're creating stuff, we're searching, scanning the markets basically to find opportunities, right? And once there's an opportunity, right, it will pop up there. Okay, so that's an what's the word? And like I said, I mean, it's an overview as to what's going on. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to entering 5 minutes past 8. Right, so I'm going to keep going until we get something pop up in here. Okay, so I'll keep going. Right, so 5 7. Ooh, hang on. Let's do that. 5 7 2 3 5 7 1. Right, so again, like I said, all I'm doing is enter four information. Basically, that's all I'm doing. High, low, open, close. 29 718 5718 5728. Right, so again, you can see there, right, it's giving me an idea as to what candle that was, and he's saying this one was a buy green 8:15. Okay, so keep it going. So the one I need now is 8:15. Okay. Right, so 8 5 7 2 5. Obviously, doing it on the day, right? Once you basically put this, so once I fill this in, just imagine this was like on the day, right? So once you've entered that detail there, okay, cool, right? You're basically waiting for another 5 minutes, as it says there, 5 minutes, right? So you're waiting for another 5, and as soon as that 5 minutes up, right, you then go to A25, right? Go to that candle, look for the high, the low, the open, close, and basically put it in, right? So that's basically what it is. It's like every 5 minutes intervals, you basically put in some information in, right? Again, like I say, you've also got the option of 15 Um, and I'm not going to go into detail as to why there's a 5 and there's a 15, but the 5, okay, so let me give you a quick idea. The 5 go into a bit more detail in terms of scanning, whereas the 15 doesn't go into that much detail. Okay, it just gives you what you need, but the 5 break it down into a more significant area, right? So that's the idea behind it. Okay, so I need 830. Okay, so 830. Right. So 5746 5741. Right. At at first, I mean, it might seem very fiddly, like entering this stuff, but if you're quite good at like um data inputs, I mean entry, like typing and stuff like that, that shouldn't be an issue. Yes, there's also voice recognition, but I tend not to use it. Um, I do have a voice recognition built in, but I've disabled the voice recognition for now until I can perfect the voice recognition side of it. So it's disabled for now. I just need to work on that a little bit more. Right. In terms of long-term trades, right, you can use this information for long-term trading. However, you could. There are more information that can be added to assist with long-term trades. Um, and I've got okay, I've got a bit of that information on at the minute, right? And to be fair, is one of those stuff where if you've got your stop position correctly, knowing your risk and your risk to reward and all that sort of stuff, and you can just turn a day trade into a long-term trade, right? So I suppose, okay, so on this one, right, it's got neutral. It's basically saying the open and the close is the same, right? Which gives you like a line. Do you mean, so if you ever see, if anyone knows anything about candlestick, right, it's called doji. So it's like a line. So it's not like a complete bar where it's green or red, right? So that's what it is. Okay, let me keep going. Right, so we're at 850. Right, so okay, so we're at 850. Okay, 850. 5739. Again, like I said, I mean, you can always use an iPad or your mobile phone if you haven't got two screens to use. Right, so there we go. Let's go again. Let's keep going. Right, like I said, we're going to keep going until we get something pop up there to say, okay, we've got an opportunity now to basically place a trade, right? So that's the idea. 4 5. Okay, 5 7 3 5 7 4 3 5 7 3 7. Okay. Right, there we go, there we go. So we got something up there. Right, so it's saying we're still in development process, right? So we're not going up, we're not going down, so we're still in development process there. Okay, and here we got the initial training range. So this is basically saying we found the first one. Okay, so that's what that means. Right, this is basically saying to us, right, just looking, it's saying, okay, guess what? The market is favoring the upside, so the buy rather than sell. Okay, and this pop-up here is obviously we've got new trade available. Okay, based on budgets and stuff like that, right? Have a look now, you'll see it's basically behind the scenes. There's some calculation going on, right? I'm not going to go into so much detail on how it works, but the idea behind it is you say how much money you got available, and the program will design your size, your trading size, and what's the best strategy to use. Okay, so for this one, it's basically saying we use the analysis one, which is a breakout. So because we're doing a breakout, right, I'm not 100% sure where it's going to break out to, up or down. I'm not 100% certain. However, this is telling me it's looking like it's going to be a buy, right? But okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a hedging sort of strategy. So I'm going to say, right, you could break up either going up or going down, right? So I'm just going to, so from the range, it's basically found entry price for a down and entry price for an up, and give you stops and all that sort of stuff. Okay, that's what that basically does. Word out. Right, nice and simple. Okay, so obviously this one's saying if you were to use this strategy, right, you got a main ticket, right, and you got a protection ticket. Okay, so if you were to do this, right, strategy, right, then it will be £146 at risk, and it's within budget. Now behind the scenes, right, like I said, it's designed based on your budget. So I've done it so like, okay, it's create a budget for £200, not necessarily that's how much I use it for real, but just to show you how it basically works. Okay, so if I was to come up here, right, and adjust the trading size, okay, so I'll adjust it on the main ticket. So say for example you want to trade on more than the £1, you want to go a little bit more, so let's say 5. Let's put 5 in. Okay, so see now it's basically giving us a different color, so that's saying like, okay, you are actually over budget, so that's what it means, right? And let's have a look and see how this one works. Okay, so there we go. So it's right, so we're going over budget. Okay, and right, if you wanted to reduce your budget, let's make that 0. Okay, so we get it back down to 0. It's still over, right? So it's just whatever you want to see. If you want to reduce it by, let's say reduce it, bring it all the way down to 1. I'm sorry, bring it down to, what was it before? Okay, bring it down to 1. There you go. So it's £86, right? So for this strategy, right, you could put £1 on and £1 size on. It's £86 risking, right? That's what that means, right? Okay, so right, so there we go. So we got a buy, we got a sell, right? If I was to show you, right, next one's 9 o'clock's required, right? And if I now show you over here, there we go. So say 9 o'clock's next one, which is that one there. Okay, so we got an indication as to a range that once it break out that range, that NASA we go either that way or that way, right? Actually, I'll show you something else, right? So all the information that we're putting in, right, it's also doing something. So here we are. Okay, so if I was to show you, okay, so there you go, green, red, green, 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 red, right? Okay, you get the idea. That one is basically this one, so it's like open and close the same place, right? Okay, so that's the idea behind it. Okay, so you can see that there. So really, you don't really need to keep coming back to this, having a look, right? Just collect the information and go, right? So we'll have a look and see what actually happened. Okay, so we got these are blank at the minute, so we'll just leave them blank for now. We'll see what happens. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep entering. So what you do is you got to keep entering 5 minutes, right? Because what it's doing is it's still scanning, right, and making changes. Okay, so to get the significance area, right, we'll still need to keep scanning that process, scanning that range, right? Once this goes by our cell, that is our cue to like, okay, we can stop. If once you submit the trade, right, you can stop then, right? However, to get an idea as to what's happening throughout the day, it's important to basically keep entering information, right? And that's what trading really is not just placing a trade and, oh, I place it and I forget it and that's it, I'll come back. Do you mean sometimes you want to come back and have an idea as to what's actually going on, right? So do you mean, but yeah, once the trade's on and stuff, right, you can come back like every 30 minutes and just do a catch up, right? So if you're doing 5 minutes, right, 30 minutes, that's obviously 6, so you just come back and enter 6 candles, right, and just go and come back again, right? So that's the idea behind it, right? So yeah, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to enter from 9 o'clock onwards and see what happened to this, right? So like I say, we see there we got up top, and now we here for 8:30, right? So now we're going to be 1 to 9, and we should get this starting to move. Okay, so let's put in 9 o'clock onwards. Right, so 9 o'clock. So 5739, 5731. Right, it might seem like it's a long process because obviously I'm explaining as I go along, but when you do this for real, like it's actually is very quick. Very quick. It's not stressful because you don't need to try and work out what the hell's going on, right? Just have the ability to look and see what the program's basically telling you. So there's nothing else you need to do, right? So as you can see there, right, we've got that started moving, right? But can we get the entry points and stuff before the market do what it needs to do? Okay, so we got 10. Okay, 3, 7, 2, 5. Right, and this is like my first sort of like video I'm doing like this, so I'm not a professional when it comes to doing these sort of like videos explaining my idea and programs and stuff like that. So hopefully you can understand. Hopefully it's easy enough for you to follow. Right. So okay, just keep going. Right, I'm trying to make it as realistic as possible. Right, yes, we are back testing, so technically I could just show you what actually happened. Okay, but we're going to go through the program as if we are doing candle by candle, 5 minutes by 5. I mean 5 minutes by 5 minutes. Okay. 9 5730. Like I said, I mean just remember you got to round up. Okay. If you don't round up, I mean it's not really a big deal. However, you sort of like need to do it based on just maths. To me, just round up. 7 5 7 3 3 9 5 7 4. Let's keep going. Let's have a look what's happening. Right, 5 7 5 3 5 7 4 4 5 7 4 5 5 7 5 2. Right, there you go. Okay, there you go. So now we got that's come alive. So it was developing before. Now it's saying buy. Okay, so the overall session at the minute is saying we are buying. Okay, so there you go. So we got this one is now off. Right, now if you want to get it back, right, you come here and oh, sorry, not here. So you try and view. Okay. Actually, no, you won't get it back. Right, it's gone. Okay. So yeah, you won't get it back. Right. So the idea is, right, you need to now go on to right. Okay. So as you can see, right, it's saying buy, but the details is gone missing. Right. So what it's basically saying is you basically need to select what strategy you want to work with. Right. Basically, it's like what strategy you want to work with. Okay. So you come up here, right? If you want to do a breakout, right, you can select breakout. And there you go. Right, and then if you want to preview your protection one, that's the protection one there. Okay, it's all different. It's a whole. I'm not going to go into that, but yeah, I'm not going to go into it. Right, so at the minute, right, you would basically let's cancel this one for now. Right, so at the minute, right, you would have this one running, right, and if you do the breakout one where you got the up and the down, you basically go on and cancel the sell ticket, right? That's what you do. You cancel that one because now you're working with this one, right? And with that sell ticket, if you remember, we were here, right? And the sell ticket is what you now use. It will turn. I mean, so you basically use it and create a protection trade. I'm not gonna go into too much detail with that. It's a strategy within itself. Okay, so that's the idea. So you come along here, right, and say which strategy you prefer to work with, right? You can say this one. It's all within budget, so you can do it, right? Up this side now is basically saying, right, it's a 90% chance of the market going up to this point, right? So I'll give you an indication as where it's at, right? So that's where we're at now. Okay, so 90% chance of it reaching that point. Okay, so if that's the case, and you can come here, you can set your ticket to that point, right? So that's your target. I mean, if you want to do 1 to 1, 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1, right, you can do it, or you can take one of my things there, one of the prices that's the program's basically worked out, or you can use your own, right, which it would eventually come here. Okay, so that's the idea behind that one. So we're going up, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna just take it out, take the chart out, and let's have a look and see. Okay, so let's put 2 seconds. Let's open this up like that. Actually, before I do that, right, say you didn't really want to use any of these. Okay, if you didn't want to use any of these, okay, you can come here, right, and view what the program basically thinks is like the 3 main prices, right, that you can use as entry, right, like individual entries. So you can use either that one, or that one, right, to go up, right, to go whatever this is saying, right. So you can do that if you want to. Okay, right. So Okay, so I'll just show you to mean what's going on. Just open this up. Ah, didn't want to do that. Alright, let's open this up. Let's open this. Alright, so we can see the list stuff there. Alright, oh, it's taking the list off. Right, okay. So if I make this a little bit smaller. Okay, so there we are. 9:35. Okay, next scan is 9:40. Right. Okay, so there we go. Let's move it over. Right. So let's see if we hit this point, which is 90% chance of reaching there. Right, which is 5761. So if I put a line there, let's put a line. 5761. Let's make it there. Okay, let's make it that. Okay, let's see if we hit that point. Right. Close. Okay, there we go. We hit it with that one. Right, let's see if we make it to 75%. Right, which is now here. Let's move this up. Okay, 5770. Let's keep going. Not in that time. No. Okay, we start coming down. Right, now the question is, will the area that we place our trade, right, because our stop is at 5696. Okay, so in that strategy that we've selected, our stop is somewhere down here. Okay, somewhere down here is our stop. Okay, so let's see. If the area is good, it will hold and it will bounce back. Right, so hold in. Right, so these hold ones. So over there we got hold. So these are like your holding. Right, so the holding ones, how it works is the market basically break a particular area, and then once it comes back to that area, you will find the price that you need, right, and you can place that trade, and that's your holding strategy, and these are your breakout strategies, right? So you just select whichever one you want to. Okay, so if you want to select that one, right, so you see it's changing. Okay, so let me select another one. Let's go back to the one that we're using. Okay, there you go, and let's select another one. Right, there you go. Right. Okay, so let's go back to that one since that's the one we're working off, the breakout. Right, okay. Right, why, actually, 9%, 75, 60 and 50 is secure. Right, the reason behind that one, or these two, is not that it won't work, is by doing a breakout, you stand a chance of actually catching that trade, right? But sometimes it can break out and never come back to that holding point, right? So that's why that's up there and this is on here, right? This one is directly coming off the analysis, right? That is directly the analysis. So if you were to do 15 minutes, every update 15 minutes instead of 5, you would only be getting this info, not these. Okay, these require more detail to get these, but this one, yeah, you could, that one's a 15 minutes one. Okay, so just explain that a little bit better. Right, so we're going to see if we're going to hit the 75 mark. Right, let's see if it bounces back up to 570. Okay, right, there we go, bounce back up. Right, so we come down into that zone, bounce back up, and we reach 570. Now let's see how far we go. Let's see, we go to 74. Let's move this to 74. Right, okay, getting there. There we go. Right, that one. Right, so now that's 50%. Right, let's see if we can make it up to the 800 mark. Right, the further you go in now, it's less chance of it actually happening. Okay, but there is a process in the in this area, right, that will work all that out to tell you like the best target price to go for based on a forecast risk to reward. So it's a forecast, so it's sort of like roughly work out based on budget and everything, right, what the chances are of you going for this one or that one, and if it shouldn't work or should work, how it would actually look. Right, so let's see. Okay, like I said, the market should close at 4:30. Okay, so there the market's closed at 590 up top here. Right, so this was the most we've had, so we're 10 points away of that number. So now you can turn this trade into an overnight trade if you really want to, right, by doing certain stuff. Right, the protection trade, why the protection trade and how would that work? The protection trade designed to basically give you profit, right, if the main trade doesn't work. Right, so it's a backup. That's what it's called, protection. It's designed to protect your main trade. That's it. Right. But like I said, I'm not going to go into that much detail regarding that. So, okay, so that's basically how it works on this side. Right. So I'm not going to get into too much detail, right? And we'll stop in that. So all I'll do now is show you like how you'd basically reset the whole thing, ready for the next day. I could keep going, but I'm not gonna. Right. So right there saying do not refresh. The reason why it's got do not refresh is because we're still in we are trading basically. Right. So that's why it's got do not refresh. Okay. So if I come to this point here now, right, and if I hit reset, right, to confirm it, right, there we go. Should wipe all details off and done. Right, and we're back ready for the next day. Okay, you can see this will keep updating as you go along, so at least you got an idea when the last time it's updated. Right, so there you go. We'll stop on that one. Right, again, like I say, oh, okay, oh, I probably should have showed it a little bit before. Right, these two stuff, right, is mainly if you're looking at long-term trades. Right, but it's not fully programmed yet, so I haven't, there's nothing to really show at the minute. Okay, so that's why I haven't gone into detail with that one. But yeah, but that's basically how it is. Right, there are I might do some more videos, we'll see, but okay, right, that's it now. Wow, again, like I said, it's my first time doing this sort of video, so yeah, let me know what you think. But there you go, you guys can let me know if it's an easier process or the more traditional way of sitting there looking at. So you can sit there, look at charts, right, swapping over from time frame to time frame, start getting all these technical tools on, right, like Elliott Wave, Fibonacci channel, and there are a lot more that's not on this list. There's a hell of a lot more, right? So look, right, so there you go. So there you got a lot more technical tools you can use, moving average, MACD, right? There's a hell of a lot of technical tools you can use, right? But what you can see on this, that is just price action. There's no technical, right? It's just a lot of maths going on behind the scenes, scanning, analyzing the markets just by using price action, right? That's it. Cool.